Here we have a list of 18 quiz scores. We are going to use the interquartile range method, or IQR method for short, to determine which scores, if any, are outliers. The first thing we need to do with our example here is to determine the quartiles. We start by finding the median. The median is the value in the middle of the distribution when the observations are all ordered from smallest to largest. Here, the median is 13. Next, we can find the first quartile. The first quartile is the 25th percentile. This is the middle of the bottom half of the distribution. The third quartile is the 75th percentile. This is the middle of the top half of the distribution. Now that we have identified the first and third quartiles, we can compute the interquartile range, or IQR for short. The IQR is equal to the third quartile minus the first quartile. Here, 15 minus 12 gives us an IQR of 3. Next, we're going to use this IQR to set up our fences. The fences will be 1.5 IQR beyond the first and third quartiles. Our IQR was 3, so 1.5 times 3 gives us 4.5. Any observation that is more than 4.5 points more extreme than the first or third quartile will be labeled an outlier. Let's start by looking at the lower end. Any observation that is 4.5 points less than our first quartile is an outlier. The first quartile was 12. 12 minus 4.5 gives us a lower fence of 7.5. Any observation that is less than 7.5 is considered an outlier. We have one observation on the lower end of our distribution that is an outlier. Next, we look for observations on the higher end that are more than 1.5 IQR greater than the third quartile. Our third quartile was 15. 15 plus 4.5 gives us an upper fence of 19.5. Any observation greater than 19.5 is an outlier. The highest score in our sample was 15, so we have no outliers on the upper end of this distribution. Our only outlier here is the lowest score of 5.